Hi friends, and welcome to your decimals and fractions lesson for Monday. And you're going to find that the information that you have in this lesson is going to be reviewed in your MobyMax lessons that you're going to complete on Wednesday and Friday. Today's lesson is going to go through how to convert a fraction to a decimal, and these fractions are going to be specifically tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Google Classroom. So in Google Classroom, I'm working on putting the assignment together for you. And you're going to see here that you'll go to Google Classroom, and it's Math Google Classroom. You'll watch the video, and then you're going to have a copy of these slides that you can either follow along while I'm doing the video, so you would need to do a split screen, or you could watch the video and then go back and complete the slides. Okay, so on this first slide, this is just a quick overview of essentially a fraction where the denominator is a power of 10, such as 10, hundredths, thousandths. You're going to notice that when I say those, they've added a th on the end because we are moving over to the right of the decimal point. Okay, and you'll see that on the next slides. I've actually got the headers for you where you would position each of your numbers. Okay, so for example, 53 hundredths would be written as 0 because I don't have any ones. 0.53, and I would read this as 53 hundredths. Okay, down here, same thing, and I've got some examples here that I retyped. I actually had trouble recording this video previously, so I'm recording it here a second time. Hopefully this time my sound is working this time. So I have 7/10, and I would write that as 0.7. 43 hundredths, I would write that as 0.43. What helps me to remember where these numbers go is the last number that I'm typing should be in that column or should be in that word that I say. So when I say 7/10, I know that the 7 needs to be in that tenths column, and I will show you that on the next slide. When I say 43 hundredths, the 43 ends at the hundredths, so the 3 needs to be in the hundredths column. Then I have 51 thousandths. This one's a little trickier because I don't have enough numbers to get me to the thousandths, so I've got to add a 0 in front of the 51 in order to make sure it lines up correctly on that next screen. Okay, so here on this screen, and like I said, guys, this is my second time recording this, so I'm going to go back and delete my answers that I've already given you on the last recording. So here I've got 54 hundredths. So how I would line that up, I don't have any ones, so I've gone ahead and filled in zeros here, okay? Because this is thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. Your decimal point is read as an and. So if I did have a 1 or a 10 or whatever, I might read it as 7 and 3/10. So I have 54 hundredths. So it's going to be 5, and then like I said on the last slide, my 4 has to line up with that hundredths column. Then I have 6 hundredths. Remember, the 6 needs to be here, okay? That's my last number, so I'm going to have to add a 0 to fill in that space, okay? Then I have 4/10, same thing, 4/10, last number, 67 hundredths. And then finally, I have 3/10, okay? So that's how they would line up. And if you take a look at each of these numbers and see how they match up with the fractions below, okay? This next slide, I'm going to have you try this on your own. And it's still tenths and hundredths. I did not throw any thousandths in. And then there's a bonus here. This is read as 5 and 1/10, okay? So let's say, for example, I have 3 and 7/10, okay? So I would read that as 3 and 7/10. This is a whole number, so this would be my ones. So I'm just going to fill this in, then I'll delete it. So I would put this in the ones column as 3, and then 7/10. So it would be 3.7. Okay, so try that one. That's a bonus. All right, that 5 and 1/10. All right, but go ahead and fill these in. I am going to be popping onto your document and checking that you've completed this. Like I said, either watch my video and do it at the same time, or you can watch the video and then come back and do your work. Okay, I'm here if you have any questions. Drop me comments on Google Classroom or Seesaw, or your parents are welcome to email me, and then I will see if I can get those questions answered for you. All right, guys, work hard.